Today we're making this yummy and creamy whipped feta dip. Starting off, in this recipe we're going to roast tomatoes and garlic. I will simply put the cloves of garlic on the tray. You don't need to take off the skins. We will deal with that after it is cooked. I will simply slice my tomatoes in half and put them on the tray. I'm using cherry tomatoes because they are full of flavor. No blanching today because having the skins on our tomatoes is fine. I will slice up our basil now to get all the prep out of the way. You want to just mince it into small pieces, and we will save the chopped basil for later. I have turned the oven on to 375 degrees, but before I put my tomatoes and garlic in the oven, I will cover it in oil. You want to make sure everything is well coated in the oil, so give it a good stir or simply mix it with your hands. Now it goes into the oven for 15 minutes. Check that it doesn't burn. Once it comes out, you can set it aside and leave it to cool down. Then we will put all the tomatoes in a bowl. They look great, and trust me, they smell even better. For the garlic, you simply need to make a slit in the skin and push the roasted garlic out. Once all the garlic is out, I will chop it into small bits and add it to our bowl. I want the garlic to be throughout our topping. I'm adding some balsamic vinegar to the bowl because I find the acidity really brings out the flavor in the tomatoes. Lastly, we will add our chopped basil from before and give everything a gentle but thorough stir. These ingredients will be the topping to our dip that we will add at the end, so you can set it aside for now. The dip will consist of 4 ingredients: lemon juice, vegan feta, vegan yogurt, and some olive oil. I will place all 4 ingredients into my mixer and blend it until the dip is nice and smooth. Let's crumble the feta and add all our ingredients to the bowl of the food processor. I really like how simple this is. Just add the ingredients and blend. The yogurt and lemon juice add a nice tang. You might have to process this for 5 minutes or more. Of course, you will need to stop and scrape down the sides. You may also want to add some salt to your taste, but I didn't. I find feta to be salty enough. I want my end product to be well blended. I'm looking for it to have a good, smooth texture and an almost airy consistency. Our dip looks creamy and smooth, as you can see. It tastes good on its own, but wait until you try it with the toppings we made earlier. Before I add the tomato topping, I like to drizzle some olive oil over the feta dip to add some richness. This is an optional step. If you don't want to add the oil, you really don't need to. Now let's cover the dip in our tomato garlic topping, and then it's ready to serve. I'm really excited to share this recipe with you today. My daughter actually made this recipe and we brought it to a family event. I have to say it was a big hit. It disappeared in no time. This can be served with lots of things, and we did crackers and baguette. But I think for breakfast, you could use a multigrain toast or a bagel and then have that whipped feta with the roasted tomatoes and the garlic. It just really smells amazing. And I think you would just enjoy it so much. I hope you give this recipe a try and let me know what you think in the comments below.